Hi, everyone. Yeah, hi, everyone, guys. Can you hear me? Say something. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, everything is cool. Can I see the comments? Or is it just one way? Unfortunately, one way. Okay, gotcha. You're online. You can say hello to everyone. Hi, everyone. I've put the mic on. I hope that you can hear me well. Yeah, I think that it should be okay now because I've put on the lavalier, and before that, it was on the side. Hi, everyone, guys. Hi, everyone. We have an AMA session today, which means that we're going to be answering your questions. And I think many of you have taken part many times. Somebody is new. What we're going to do today, within this hour, we'll draw, or maybe 2 hours, we'll draw 5 NFT sneakers. I spoke about that in my Telegram channel. These are AMAZY sneakers. And just in case somebody is here just by chance, hearing this for the first time, this is the AMAZY project, something that we've been doing for the past several months, maybe more than half a year, actually. And these are NFT sneakers. So this is the picture of the sneaker that you buy. I'll be speaking in very simple words now. You buy them, and then you download the app, and then you walk and run every day. You earn tokens, and you can spend these tokens for new sneakers, level up or mints, or go to the exchange and get real money. So this is a very simple crash course for you. What's happening now? It's an AMA session where myself and Stas is CPO of the project, Chief Product Owner. So Stas is responsible for the entire gameplay, mechanics, how it all works, how much the mints costs. So Stas is fully responsible for your fun within the project. And I'm the founder of the project. My name is Sergey Kosenko, just in case somebody doesn't know me. There's another co-founder. His name is Artyom Nikolaev. He's a co-owner of Azure Games, a large development studio that has a lot of gaming apps. They have lots of apps. And last day, their apps were downloaded 1.5 billion times. We have this AMA session because I suspect that there are a lot of newcomers here. That's why I'm giving you the basics. So we have a lot of bloggers, stars, celebrities who supported us, who bought our tokens in the very beginning, and now they're helping us, sharing the information about the project in social media, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. These are people from all over the world, and they get great fun doing sports and earning tokens. So what are we going to do today? We're going to answer your questions. So what infrastructure? We have this, we have for your communication with the project. We have several chats. The Russian language chat, the English language chat, I think about 20 other chats, Korean, Turkish, Japanese, lots of countries, Spanish, Vietnamese, Indonesian. These are different communities. And all these communities, if you're part of, I know that we are broadcasting in English, in Russian, being translated into English. And by the way, I have a plan of running a presentation in English, but now we're doing it in Russian because the biggest part of the audience speaks Russision. I now live in Dubai. I used to live in the US, and we used to spend a lot of time in Russia. We have Russian roots, so we have a huge Russian audience. So we'll be answering the question that our community asked. And also we'll be drawing these NFT sneakers. You don't take part in the drawing. You only had to meet 2 conditions. Firstly, to subscribe to our Russian chat in the Telegram channel, and second, to be watching this AMA session and be online. Unfortunately, I have some limitations with the communication, so I'm hoping the Stas will help us with the drawing, and because he has feedback. So look how we're going to do. We are going to answer the questions. That will take a pause, and just how we're going to choose from the comments, Stas. We can do it from comments. But if we do it from comments, then it would be simpler, easier to ask the admins, because I also have a list of questions. But I think our admins, yes, we'll ask admins. Will they be able to write us online? Yes, of course they will. They'll be even able to speak with us, or maybe write to me with personal messages. Okay, then during our live session, while we're answering the questions, we are going to run a stop word. What I'm going to say, the gift, a present, or a drawing. And at this moment, you have to write some comments. I want a sneaker, something like that. And at this moment, well, maybe we won't be able to pick the first one, because I understand there are going to be lots of comments, but we'll choose from the list. We'll choose one person and we'll randomly award them a sneaker. You know, we had 5 gifts, and the way I was going to, I was doing it in Instagram. That's the way we're going to give the stop word right now. So I say the stop word, and just write in comments. I want a comment. I want the admins. Look, I think there are going to be a lot of comments now. Can I see them? Can you see them? Because I can't. I suspect there are a lot of them. Yeah, let's take a look. Everybody used to, yeah, a lot. Everybody's used that AMA sessions always discuss technical questions, and it's good. But today I'm taking part in this AMA session, so we're going to have both technical and drawing. I'll be talking about our strategy, our long-term vision, what we're doing, why, what AMAZY is going to turn into several years down the road, what we're developing now. And Stas, I will be answering questions mostly about what's happening now, technical questions, problems that you're seeing within the app, so on and so forth. Stas, what's happening? Everything's fine. The comments are coming, but they're saying that it's lagging a little bit. And considering that the comments also started a bit later, it looks like they have a certain lag compared to what we're saying now. So more likely than not, it's going to be better to do it randomly rather than pick the first one, so that admins could pick someone. Yes, I agree. Not necessarily the first one. Not necessarily the first one. Hey guys, give me feedback from 1 to 10. How can you see and hear? 1 is quality very poor. 10 is everything excellent. Please write it in the comments. And also, I understand that we have viewers in Telegram, in Russian Telegram, in other language Telegrams, and in YouTube. Is my understanding correct? So technical questions, let's take them very fast. I have a second phone. And by the way, today we are announcing, in addition to everything else, 2 very important things for our community. 2 things that are really, really important. And I think many of you have been expecting them, and we're announcing them today. So please make sure that you will till the end of the session. You'll learn 2 very important things. Okay, I think the prelude is over. What about the comments? Let me just try and see if the comments about the quality of broadcast is good. Yeah. Yeah, so I have this second phone. This is my second phone, where I'll show you one very important thing that we're launching today as we speak, and you'll be able to start using it today. So, okay, let's go through the question. Stas, please read out the question. Some perhaps addressed to me, or some to you. Okay, let's go one by one by the sequence order. and then we'll distribute them. So the first question is somewhat strange to me. It sounds like this. Tell us when, in which month, the customer influx will be at its maximum. When do you plan the explosive growth of the project? So this is kind of a question. So we've been saying from one AMA session to another one that we don't have a target to plan this explosion month. The explosion means that there's nothing left after the explosion. Everything goes into this explosion. We don't have this purpose. Why? Why do you need that? Why would we need that? Why do you want this explosion so that nothing is left after it? We don't have a purpose like this. We want to run a long-ranging story that people will be using for the long term. Okay, let me speak. Usually, in all AMA session, it is Stas who's responding. So I suggest that now, well, what I can't answer, I'll be asking Stas. But I'll be talking a lot about what we're discussing internally. Stas is deeply immersed in the super details, and I'm very happy that Stas is responsible for the technical part, because I don't know anyone who knows crypto technologies better than him. He's been in this subject for more than 5 years. Actually, we have a very good team. We have more than 100 people in our team. But let me try to give some answers for myself. Firstly, about the AMAZY vision, what we're doing in AMAZY, why, and what's lying in store for us. And why did it start with Move and Earn? You have to understand that this Move and Earn app that we have now, the AMAZY app, where you can purchase sneakers, walk, run, and earn tokens, is just a point of entry into the crypto world. You have to understand, yes, I've been investing into cryptocurrencies for a year, but before that, I did lots of other businesses, retail, development, housing development. We were building villas. Also, we spent 6 years and still doing that. We work with influencers in Instagram, organizing some events. So Artyom also had a business that had nothing to do with blockchain. Then he had one project of blockchain. I invested in different projects, and then we joined and decided together with Artyom. So our idea is that we should, run a very long-ranging story. I created a large network of bloggers. Artyom, on the other hand, created a very stable and large business where every month they're spending like $20 million just for traffic. So it's a huge company, and lots of other businesses. So we decided to create something big, and then we thought how to start, how to enter the crypto market, what with, and we understood that the best point is what offers mass adoption. What's the problem with cryptocurrency? Because there are very few people who have a crypto wallet. Just write in the comments who of you have a crypto wallet, because I think that not only crypto fans are watching us today. Like myself, just a year ago, I didn't have a crypto wallet. I thought it was something very difficult. And then we thought, okay, how to make it so that the huge audience that we have in other channels, how can we leverage this audience? How to make it so that they should enter the crypto world and understand what blockchain is? Because when I did that, I was just amazed at the opportunities and amazed at the way this beautiful world of crypto is built. So what's the coolest thing in crypto? Move and Earn. At that time, Stepan was there, and it's still here. It's a really cool project. I think everybody has heard about it, those who have anything to do with crypto. It was very famous in April and May. And then we thought it's a cool way to do it. It's a cool mechanic that never existed before. And it indeed allows involving people. Everybody's walking. A lot of people are running. And these people, the cool thing is that you can motivate and inspire their friends, relatives, and it would be cool. So people could all do sports. I do sports all the time. I love that. I walk, I run, and so on. And I thought it would be cool if my parents, my sister, my nephews, as a result, they're all using AMAZY now. So I thought it would be cool, and my friends as well should do sports. And so that I could come up with something that would inspire them to do that. Like, for instance, you come back from work, you're tired, but still you add some sports into life, maybe 20, 30, 40 minutes out on the streets. And now I see from feedback that we're managing to achieve that. I thought it was a classic mechanic we were able to implement this. And so we did this project, and that's the entry point for us, because what we want to do, we want to collect a huge audience, but we can't do it fast, because if we do it very fast, then just imagine how it works now. When a new user arrives, they buy sneakers. The more there are users, the higher the price of a sneaker. And how do these sneakers appear? We don't create them. We, as developers, created 15,000 sneakers that people bought at the price of $100 a pair. And each of them have already earned a lot of money, because the minimum price of the sneaker is like $232, whereas the real market price is $350, $400. There are sneakers who cost like $500, $700 a pair. So we created those 15,000 sneakers, and we stopped doing that. And then they kind of marry at level 5, spawning kids, spawning children's sneakers. And then a person who has created such a sneaker either leave the sneaker for themselves or they sell it. And of course, the number of sneakers is growing. So if the number of people at the beginning is small, then when a lot of people come and want to buy a lot of prices, the price goes up. And as the price goes up, the return time also grows. So we now have sneakers that have a break-even point of 300 days, 30 days, 50 days, which means that if you can recoup your investment in 30 to 50 days, so you paid $220 in a month or two, you have recouped that amount and can sell it in the market again. But of course, people understand that the more you level up your sneakers, the earning is higher, and so they have an interest to keep those sneakers. So idea was to gradually increase the number of people, so the floor price shouldn't go too high above, and at the same time so that it should be enough for people. We now have just 7,500 people. Our audience, as you understand, our world audience is huge. We have like 700 million just the subscribers. It's 10% of those people who live in this planet. So this is the coverage. I mean, the people who have invested in our project and who have interest for the project to grow. And the potential is high. So 7,500 is a very tiny fraction, and we're going to grow gradually. And this gradual growth, like 30 to 50%, is what we plan for. We see that there are more sneakers appearing in the market. We allow entry to a higher number of people. So we have this gradual strategy.
Someday at the end of December, we would have about 25 or 40, about 40, 50,000 people. Then next year, by the end of the next year, we will have about 1.5 to 2 million those who are wearing our sneakers. It's just an army of people from all over the world. And what we are going to do? What are we going to do in this? near future. Of course, it will all continue. It will all continue. But what we are doing further on, we have already launched a beta version. The participants of our chat, those who have at least 15 sneakers, these participants of the chats, they are already testing new game application where you can buy a game person and you can fight with other people, with other guys. So you have great leveled up personnel, a person, and you have the chat and you get AMT. There you can and also you can play free of charge, but everybody takes AMT and then somebody who wins, somebody who is fighting better earns money, like kind of Mortal Kombat. It is just one application. We are also creating bracelets. You put on a bracelet, it is fixing the calories burned. You're working, you are doing tennis, football, soccer, whatever. You can be in some space. It is no GPS measuring, it's calorie measuring. And this bracelet is measuring your calories and you change calories for AMT. And this is a physical bracelet, AMAZY, with a writing on it, AMAZY. You buy it, you put it on your hand, you are doing sports and you earn money. And this is the second additional feature that we're creating. Then I cannot reveal everything, but there are very upscaled plans. We're creating a video now that will tell us about our future. Probably, I'll tell you now. Yeah, I'll tell you now. So we are creating AMAZY multiverse. What is AMAZY multiverse? You know, there is Warner Brothers. It is a company, $21.1 billion turnover. Warner Brothers, these are just few characters, Mickey Mouse and some others that are creating just a world. Mickey Mouse, if we talk about capitalization of Mickey Mouse, it's few $billion. Everybody knows him and you can sell everything with Mickey Mouse. So these characters, these creatures, they created creatures using cartoons. Then they created series and they move from one universe to another universe. And they are quite expensive. And then there are series, merch, license, music, whatever. So NFT technology allows to possess kind of Mickey Mouse. 10,000 people can possess Mickey Mouse, and Mickey Mouse will be leveled up like a brand with series, and it is about $10,000. Our idea is to create multiverse, where we will have game creatures. At the moment, you have just a sneaker. We create NFT collection, absolutely fucking great NFT collection. And you buy a creature and you have NFT in your wallet, you add some to this wallet, you enter, move and earn application, and it's not a sneaker. You have a robot in your sneaker, you have avatar. And if you have avatar that walks in these sneakers, due to this avatar, you already have skills in this application. That means you have some better endurance, and it is just a whole new space, and you have these and these creatures. You take this creature, this avatar, you enter Drucker application, and it fights. You buy him axe or gloves or boxing gloves, and it's kind of you, but you move from application to application. You add special glasses, HR glasses, and it's a whole new space. Artem Lazargates, they have a huge game company, and you can implement enormous number of games. They enter, move, and earn. They just enter, they walk, they earn tokens, and they understand that it's a great project. And they move to different applications. They live in these different applications. It's our future, multiverse, it's our future. These are our plans. I think I talked a lot. This is what we're doing at the moment, what I spent my time for, different developings with different teams. You see, I was quite inspiring, I think. And what we have never revealed, now you have heard it. You were the first one to hear it. Of course, it's a long-term process, but it is great. Isn't it great? We will have different applications with different structures. Okay, I will not tell you. I cannot reveal it. I can reveal it, but it would not be high, but there would be fundamental long-term projects. What we can create in parallel 5 projects. We gather investments. It is very easy. It's very easy. And all our total raise, $27 million. And we create all the applications, all the videos, only in one project, and we add additional utility. And we want to use this AMT in these different applications. I think it's great. I hope I answered your question. And now stop. I want a sneaker. Now stop what? I want a sneaker. I want a sneaker. We do it all for a long-term perspective. That's why we do not have some special months when we say, wow, everybody talks about it, everybody starts it, everybody buys these sneakers, and everybody gets money, and then there is no substantial growth of players, and then tokens goes to the bottom and nobody wants these sneakers. No, this is not our story. We will have very smooth growth. We have these 2 features. We want to speed it up because we see it's not enough. We can speed it up, and we have 2 features. I will tell you about these 2 features. So just right here now, I'm presenting you these 2 features. How we will distribute the codes. The first feature I want to present to you today, Stas will answer all the questions. Don't worry. Stas will answer all the questions. I wanted to tell you about our plans to inspire you. By the way, on the 13th of November, we will have a lecture. The partner, AMAZY, is a partner of the conference that is going to be on the 13th of November. It is called To the Moon. And for this conference, we have already opened the sales. We have the discount, and come, and it will be just great. Look. In our applications, to limit the entrance of the new people, we have activation codes. Every day, starting from 3 p.m., there is a short time when people can get this activation code to enter application. There are only 3 steps to enter the application. You install the application. It is very straightforward, and it's everywhere in all our chats. You can find it in Apple Store, in Android. You download the application, you register, login, password, and then in this application, you need to enter activation code. And it was very difficult to get this activation code. We want to simplify this process right now. We have Telegram bot in Telegram, and you see, this is AMAZY code bot. You can scan this code now, and you enter this bot, and every hour, 4 p.m., 5 p.m., 6 p.m., every hour, the limited number of codes appear in this bot. Limited number of bots, though. It would be regulated by our position, how many new people should enter the application. Not everybody would be able to enter the application, but it will happen every hour. It's much more comfortable than people have to wait for just 1 hour. So we decided to do it every hour. In Telegram, you enter, look, you press AMAZY code boot, code, I push start, I choose language, I choose Russian. Here, hello, AMAZY code is here. I give codes for activation to enter AMAZY. Do you want to get your code? I push yes, I want to get the code. Unfortunately, I don't have any more codes, but don't worry, try in 28 minutes precisely. So in 28 minutes, we can enter this code bot. Please make a announcement, a post about the code bot. And in my Telegram channel, the short, it is a chat bot where you get some activation codes, but precisely 000, you enter the code bot, you will be there, you will get it. I hope you will send me an answer in the comments. You will be able to answer your friends. Here is your bot, and the friend pushes this button precisely. For example, 2 in the morning. In 2 in the morning in Russia is different time in the US, for example, or at 3 o'clock. So it's just the different time zones. So it would be a limited number of codes, but every hour. I hope you will like it. Now, right, I want a sneaker. Who sent quickly this message? I want a sneaker, gets the sneaker number 3. And the second thing we wanted to present today, we are not answering the questions right now. What we want to present today is that we want one time, we were not just in time for anniversary for the 4th of September, but we wanted to present one activation code once for those who already have sneakers in the application, and they can present activation code for their friends. One code will appear in your profile when you enter the website. You enter your profile and you see activation code. So look, I'm entering the application. Well, I'm entering the site goamazy.ur. It was registered on that phone. Sorry, I cannot do it. It's on the different cell phone. You enter the website. On the website, you enter your profile, and in your profile, there would be just activation code, activation. There are not so many people who decided to award those who have more than 5 sneakers. If you have more than 5 sneakers, you will get 2 activation codes. It is one-time action. It's just for one time. We read different responses. Everybody was saying like, oh, it's great. I walk with my wife. And the other one says, I cannot walk with my wife or with my friend because I don't have this activation code. I think it would be great if you share it with your friends. If you run with your friends or if you walk with your friends, you have double motivation. If there are 2 of you, just if you are not together, at least if you are not together, you can online exchange your situation. So we created those who have 15 sneakers. We have about 100 people who has 15 sneakers. We issued 3 activation codes, but this is one-time actions. This is a second novelty that we wanted to present. So you can enter your profile right now and give it to your friends, wives, children. That's all from my side. I answered all the questions, I made the announcements, and now we give 3 presents. Stay with us. Stas, the floor is yours. What are questions we need to answer? Okay, I will answer the questions quickly, because when you go deeper, it becomes too long. But mainly you answered most of the important question. Share a strategy how to level up sneaker for cheap, what is the best sneaker, and what is the minimal base for it to have minimal chance to get the cheap. Well, the mechanics, how to get this luck power, depending on which you get the chips, it's already described in white paper. It was described before the application appeared. And the sense of this mechanics is that the higher your luck is and the lower is your performance, the more luck power you have. And the idea is, if we talk about AMT token or earnings, it depends on performance. It does not depend how much time you can burn one energy now, and you will get some number of AMT tokens. They will be on your balance. In 20 minutes, you can burn the second energy. You have some more AMT tokens. AMT is a story that is very prognosable, very simple, very straightforward. I would even say simple. As for luck power mechanics, it is not more complicated, it's just different. The point here is that you perform one work and you get some luck power. The higher is luck power, the higher is the chance that you will get the poor box where you will get the chips. So the more luck powers you get, the higher is probability that there will be a box. And if you have a lot of luck power, you will definitely have box. But the question, what is inside? There would be different box, different classifications. There will be simple, rare, not simple, so on. And we get also boxes or chips. It is higher than legendary, and it is called AMAZY. The legendary, oh really? Is it true? Yeah. So the idea of these luck powers is that they are not stored. They are not stored. After your work, they are either converted into a box or not. So it is important to have a one long walk, not many short walks. If you have high luck, they also can generate boxes for you, but the probability is low, and there will be very simple box or the box of second level. But if you have very long walk, you get high power. This is the mechanics. And as for optimal sneaker, if we talk about sprinter, if you are not marathon runner, it would be a little bit difficult because the energy there, the luck power, will be summed for all the work. So it is not 5 or 10 minutes run, but you should do it in one time. Run once, like 50 minutes. If you can do it, it's cool.
And those who can do that, because one way or the other, the sprinter accrual coefficient is a bit higher, and the sprinters themselves. So those who can afford that, or in excellent physical shape, then of course they can do it on sprinters. But I think that most people will be doing that on those sneakers that allow keeping a more comfortable pace, so as to do it for a long time. And as I said, performance will be adversely impacting the chip boxes popping out. Because if you have high performance, high luck, and then it appears that you'll also be generating a lot of MT tokens through the high performance and boxes with chips in addition to that. That would shift the balance a bit. The app will become unbalanced. So you have to choose for yourself what you're focusing on and see the baseline. If you have a high performance sneaker, maybe it's better to level it up for performance. If you have a basic base sneaker with a high luck, power and low performance, and then you can use them to farm these chip boxes. So just look through the white paper again. You can take the formula there. If there are some hidden values there, it's a constant. We don't have a single dynamic coefficient that would be described. We have several concealed coefficients, but you can substitute any value for them. Let's say 0.52, just off the cuff. You take any fixed value and see how the formula, depending on how the more energy you burn through your walk or run, how the amount of luck power generated changes. It's quite easy to see, at least to understand the trend. So basically, all these formulae are formulas describing function graphs. If you had maths in a university or in a high school, a graph of a function is like a drawing that describes how a model behaves. Let me explain. I think there are a lot of people who don't understand at all what you're talking about. In a nutshell, the sneakers, I'll speak in very simple terms. The sneakers have different attributes. There are 4 attributes affecting different things. One attribute depends on how many tokens you can earn. Another attribute affects how much you have to invest in repairing the sneakers. There's an indicator affecting the probability of winning in the mint. No, not in the mint. Where? And nothing affects the mint. It affects the probability of the prizes being generated after the walk. The joy, yes. So just for the newbies who don't understand it, just don't think it's too difficult. You just get immersed and it'll become fun for you, because actually it's a game. It's not just buying a sneaker, a walk and earn. No, it's a cool thing. You have a cool sneaker, you level it up. They have different varieties. There are legendary and others. You can match 2 different sneakers, and with some probability, by the way, this probability is twice as high. You can spawn a super rare sneaker. So like, for instance, you spend $250 for a sneaker, and then you get this sneaker spawn that costs $3,000. So it's a cool game that you can actually win something cool. And with time, we're going to add these new things. And those who are inside the project, don't fret. We have an amazing community, both in Discord, if you know what it is. And Discord is a social network that gamers usually use. There are Telegram chats in Russian and English and other languages. We have more than 30 moderators who are helping people to get a handle on which strategies to use, or which sneakers to buy. There are guys who built an earnings calculator. Like, for instance, you buy 3 sneakers, you're going to get that much money. You're going to buy another number, that much money. Also, there are people who do it just for fun. The important thing for them is that there's Karin Khachryan. It's tennis player number 25 in the world. And he said, what I want is to have the rarest things. Give me the rarest sneaker. And it's all on blockchain. So the other apps, they had problems. Why didn't they succeed? Because look, in blockchain, a sneaker could be printed in any number, but each sneaker that we have is in the blockchain. Everything is super transparent, which means that we can't just print a sneaker for somebody. The only thing you can do is to buy a sneaker from the market. Ourselves, just like yourselves, I, for instance, to buy a sneaker in the market and offer it as a gift to my friends because I want them to do sports. I buy a sneaker for myself for it to be beautiful. I buy one for my parents, and so on and so forth. So we have a super transparent scheme. A lot of people said that in other move-to-earn apps, the red flag is when the number of in-game assets is not limited and it's not transparent. It's always a red flag. With us, it's super transparent because only those people who are now within the game, only they can produce new sneakers, and that's it. So, in a nutshell, it's a cool, exciting game that brings people to sports. For instance, I lost 2.5 kilos in Los Angeles in a month because I started walking a lot. August is the month where I was walking the most in my life. Not too much, 11,500 steps a day, but that was the coolest month in my life, and that affects health very positively. My brain starts working better. Good ideas start to arrive. I also communicate a lot. So I super recommend this thing to those who just want to make themselves use some exercise, do some exercise. As the cooler the sneaker you're going to buy, the higher the motivation will be for you to do that. And what Stas said, these are internal mechanics, they're technical questions. If you want to figure it out, you can do that. But if you don't, well, look, how I do, I buy the most expensive things. What I understood, you have to have a main sneaker, most expensive, and then you buy a lot of cheaper sneakers for them that act just like batteries. A battery, the more sneakers you have, the more you can walk a day. Because in the beginning, you can only do it like for 10 minutes and your energy runs out. And I do 45 minutes a day and I have motivation to spend 45 minutes a day. I walk every day. I don't miss a day, even here at Dubai, where it's very hot. And by the way, just after this session, I'll go have a walk. It's not so hot in the evening. So I want a sneaker, want a sneaker. Do it in the comments right now and take a sneaker right now. By the way, in 11 minutes, we are going to have a new drop of activation codes, and we'll try to do it together with you. We'll get an activation code. I'm hoping that has been posted in Telegram chats already, and you'll be able to go there. It spells like AMAZY code bot. AMAZY code bot, just like this. AMAZY code bot. You can download it, send it to your friends, keep for yourself, and try to catch that code. And once you got that code, you just enter the app that I hope you have already downloaded. So go there. And the other thing you need to do after that is to pick the sneaker. Like for instance, in Telegram channel pins, I have a logic instruction. There's a calculator of sneaker performance in terms of what I recommend. Uncommon Hiker. It's a sneaker where you can walk from 4 to 10 kilometers an hour. Uncommon Hiker and 9 energies to that. Uncommon Hiker costs how much? 3.5 BNB. It's like $800 to $1,000. That's your main sneaker, and 250 each, like batteries to it. Or you can buy a coacher, but then it allows you walking 10 to 20 kilometers an hour. You can run. They're rarer, and that's why they're more expensive. But hikers are a very cool option. for those who don't care, if you just have a cool sneaker, you can do culture, a ranger. Ranger is for those who walk slowly. A friend of mine said, I walk with a kid. We do 3 to 4 kilometers an hour. So we need a ranger. So he bought a ranger from 1 to 6 kilometers an hour. A hiker is from 4 to 10, sprinter 8 to 20. So you need to run. But it tells you more than others. There are not too many people who like to run, but that earns them a lot of money. So we have this description. Just go over the pinned information and you'll find all that information. So welcome to AMAZY. I really want a lot of people to get fun who would also add feedback. Just go to the chat feed. You can't imagine what kind of stories you find them. So families, get together. Husband comes back to the wife. Okay, let's go on. Let's go on. We had 4 presents, right? Already 4 gifts. 4 gifts have already had to be awarded. Moderators, yes, they're sending the screenshots of who they picked. At the end, I'll announce. Okay, 4 questions drawn, 4 questions answered, 4 sneakers drawn. Not too fast. Look, these AMA sessions are run quite often. Stas usually takes question. I am a rare bird here, but I'm trying to use that time to the maximum. In other sessions, Stas will answer all the questions. You can join such sessions without me. Well, today I would have a motivational AMA session, more for newbies. Or a technical AMA session, others. Next time. Even though we'll still go through some questions now. Okay, the next question. Are there going to be any notifications during walking when, for instance, you're walking too fast or too slowly, and also if the GPS connection is lost? Look, as to all sorts of pop-ups or notifications, that's in the plans, but I'm not sure it's going to be present in the next updates, because for us the paramount importance is with the fault-free operation. So in the previous sessions we had information that the app stops working in some apps. So we're trying to fix all the technical thing. Visuals are the next thing to address. Another important task for us is to introduce the chips, and chips are sophisticated technical endeavor. So I think the notifications will come after that. But there are a lot of different notifications that we plan to do. We want to add notifications about the sneaker being sold. You won't be able to appear this to see this in the phone, but you'll be able to do it in the mail. We plan to add notifications about, for instance, the mint cooldown period ended, or the level up. Your sneaker is now 21. You can go and level it up to 22 if you are waiting. So we actually have a lot of apps in the pipeline, but it's as best we can. This will surely appear, but a bit later, with GPS signal as well. I think these will be sound notifications, because in Russia, the weather has changed overnight. It became cool, and it's not so good walking with the phone in your hands. I know a lot of people, especially those who are running, use headphones. And when I'm using this app, I also use other apps about running. It's very convenient for me when I hear, now you have to switch to walking. You got 5 minutes left to the end of the workout. And I think that we'll just borrow this mechanic from the running apps. This is not so difficult, but unfortunately it takes time. especially when you have a lot of things on your plate. So we'll add that, but not tomorrow. Next question. Will it be possible to burn one sneaker just one time? So from gray to green. And what's the cost of the burning? Firstly, for those who don't know yet, at the previous AMA session, we discussed that. It has been introduced. It doesn't work yet, but because everybody was very positive about that, we positively decided that we're going to introduce that. So we'll add the mechanic where 30 level 30 sneaker could be burnt for a certain number of AMTs and turn it into a different type of sneaker, gray to green to blue. But the top class, legendary, they won't be able to be converted from the silver ones. They will only be able to be minted. But every time you'll have to pay a certain number of AMTs for this burning. What would be the AMT cost for burning? You can just look at the mint price difference. So, for instance, if the mint price of a green sneaker, not to doubt the prices, because you see, there are people who do mint, and it would hurt them if the burning price should become lower. And also, if the burning price is going to be much higher than mint, then why would we need that at all? So the prices should be neutral, that is equal. So therefore, you get a cost of getting a green sneaker through mint, considering all the chances. And from this cost, we subtract the cost of a gray sneaker, and then we subtract the price of leveling up a sneaker from level 1 to level 30. And then we get some cost number of how much you have to invest to do an upgrade. And another important moment here is that there's a culture type of sneakers, and cultures are much rarer than other sneakers. Therefore, their mint price is higher, and therefore the price of converting from culture to culture will be higher than from other sneakers. There'll be a fixed price, a burning price for Sprinter, Hiker, and Ranger, and there will also be a fixed price for culture. But for the culture, the price will be higher. Well, depending on the rarity, it will vary, but it'll be quite substantially higher. I will interrupt you because we have a super important point. The first, hey guys, please put the AMAZY code on the screen. In a minute, the first activation codes are going to arrive because it's now 7:59 and exactly at 8, or how much it is in Russia, 7. So the codes should appear. Look, I'm pressing it, it's Russian. Get a code, and so far, try again in just 1 minute. Okay, we're waiting. Ta-da! 7:59. You can do the same. You can do it. Well, look, right now. Just now, press get code. No? Look, Jan, we have a cancellation. Yeah, get a code. Jan, we have a cancellation. It doesn't work. No codes. Look, considering the number of people who could spam in this bot now, there are a few codes there for an hour. I didn't have the time. So I'm not sure that you're the fastest clicker. Yeah. Okay, hooray, everything works. Hey guys, yeah. Hooray. Right on time. Get your activation code. So, boy. So this code activates your account in the app. You can download the app. Yeah, it's done. Perfect. So look, even after that, how to start with AMAZY, what to do next. I'm hoping that you were able to do that, full instruction, useful articles, and everything like that. Yeah, cool guy, best thing. So they did that, build that very fast. It's now every hour. Those who are the fastest ones can get a code, and that's really very cool.
Top of the top, the best of the best. You are great, guys. Great. Write in the comments who did it. Who did it? Yeah. No more codes. Well, I'll check it. Yeah, because I got mine. Well, all in all, I'm happy we did it. It works. It is simplified because it was more difficult. I didn't like it. Let's go on. We have the fifth, you remember, our common hiker. Especially, you got the activation code. Just add a sneaker. It's about $1,000. So let's go on. Next question. We did not give the fifth sneaker. How pancake token price is settled and what it means that you put the liquidity there and what it means for the application users. I'll try to explain it simplified, how it works on decentralized stock market. The point is that the token price is always in some pair. Nothing is traded just in itself. Everything is traded according to something, and AMT token is traded according to the BUSD stable coin. It is one of possible stable coins, and stable coin is kind of a digital dollar. So BUSD is kind of digital dollar. So we have AMT against BUSD, AMT against a stable coin. And the price is set here so that 50% is a stable coin and 50% are AMT tokens. It's always 50-50. For example, we decided to create pool. We're not talking about AMT now because you know that they were different initial. You decide to list some token on Pancake. Any token, you can create it yourself. It is not very difficult. It is not very expensive. You create a token and you want this token to cost $1. So you need to put 1,000 of your tokens, and against this 1,000 of tokens, you would have 1,000, you would put $1,000. 50% tokens, 50% dollars. It's a pair. So one token costs $1. But what will happen if somebody starts buying tokens? If somebody starts buying tokens, for example, that somebody decides to buy one token for $1. So a person puts one BUSD into this pool and takes one token that we put in this pool. So that means that in pool you have $1,001.999. That means that the price of each token is increased. It should be 50-50. And it means that the rest 999 tokens are $1,001. Now it is not probably clear yet, but let's imagine that somebody decided to buy 500 of tokens out of $1,000 we have. He takes 500 tokens and takes pays $500. Let's simplify it. Let's simplify it. Though each next token will be more expensive, but let's simplify it. So we have taken 500 tokens and we paid $500. So in the reality, it is more than $500. So that means that in pool we have $1,500 and 500 tokens. That means that one token costs $3 now. That's how it works on decentralized stock market. You can always check how many dollars and tokens are here, and why it is important that liquidity of a token is high, because to set a price for a token $1, I can put $100 and 100 tokens, and it would be 1-to-1. But if somebody buys $50, 50 tokens, the price will change significantly, and the small sell out will change significantly the price. But if it is a million of tokens and a million of dollars, one token costs $1. But if 50 tokens are taken for $50, the price does not change, because within the framework of $1 million, the price does not change significantly. So all the liquidity of books provides the token AMT. Everything, we put everything for AMT. And if you check the chart of AMT course, you will see that AMT token is very stable, though the trade volumes are huge. They are not enormous, but they are big. Lots of users buy it and sell it out. And it is important to mention, I'm sorry for interrupting, it's important that there are people who do not know, bloggers do not know, that AMT, we give the possibility to buy AMT from the market. If you buy a sneaker and you want to level up it quickly, you can buy up to 500 AMT from the market to level up the sneaker or to mint it with other sneaker. We gave this possibility to buy it from the market. If you want to upgrade, quickly. So either you buy AMT or you upgrade, but it would be it can be quicker. And by the way, what Stas mentioned it's an absolutely unique case in crypto. Take $1,400,000 and put it into the liquidity on decentralized market. It's fucking great, because nobody has ever done it. Nobody has ever done it. But somebody takes it, somebody put it, and just to put marketing, and everybody says, oh, they just sell the collection. We put 100% of money into liquidity so that AMT is stable, so that AMT is long-term. So just the conclusions are up to you. For the users of the application, it's very important, because if you have liquidity, you can buy and sell big volume of token without influencing the price. The price stays stable. If we talk about our model, like we have first 15,000 books, but we were selling like 14. That's not important. 13,000 users. For most of the projects, the truth is the following. Out of this 1,400,000, they would put like probably $200,000-300,000, and they would take $1 million, because they are the developers. And in this particular case, if there are no new users, if they do not add to this pool, those who bought the first stickers, they are in minus, but we didn't do it. The first drop was put into the liquidity of our sneakers. You can compare it to a marathon. You know, when the people are in the marathon, in some chat, they create some purpose. Those who run more take more from the pool. Even if nobody enters the project, the first 14,000 users, they will keep their money, because all the money is in this pool. Somebody would have farmed more of AMT because they would run more. but somebody would run less because he either leaves it or have chosen a wrong strategy. But the point is that 100% of money belongs to the users. That depends, of course, how they will struggle for this pool. It depends on the activities in the application, but there are also some interesting mechanics there. Which strategy is more interesting? And most important, you can compare. Our task is to create the game mechanics so that it is senseless. Like when you have dollars, and you understand if you change now these dollars for some techniques, the techniques will drop in price. If you change it for rubles, again, the rubles will become cheaper, and there is no need to change these dollars. So our idea that AMT and our tokens AMAZY, so that they are so popular, it is better for you to gather them to create better crosses so that you get this great NFT avatars, so that you have different infrastructure projects. You can enter and invest into new projects. You get so many advantages in real world. You can take AMT, you can come to the fitness center and you can get free of charge trading, because we agreed with this fitness center. If a person comes and gives AMT, he gets some free training or gets some great discount, kind of a 50% discount. It gives additional value to this token if this token is super used in our application. And outside in some external applications, people will just buy a token to play, to fight, or to play in some other game that we will create. So there are different things that we can use. Our task is to become a great value, because we meet on events, we meet on conferences, we do sports together. It's a great community, and everybody wants to enter this community. Like, Uber. It's a company that does not give any dividends. It's in minus, but the capitalization is enormous because there are lots of users which any company wants to get access to. They create such a structure with drivers, taxi parks, those who drive. They put it all, they created a community of people who love Uber, and it costs billions of dollars, really billions of dollars. And here the number of people who believe these projects, it is super valuable. We want to create a great community of people who are doing sports, who are together, who know blockchain, who know the trends, who invest in new great projects. Okay. This is our task. And we want to grow it. I want really to be a part of community. And what we do next? And our idea is that the sneaker is an access to a society of great people, of those who are motivated. They have community Moscow, community St. Petersburg. We are now concentrated to see this. In the nearest future, we will see the conference. We will have kind of joint marathon. Then we will have the same in Dubai. And that's what we will do. And I'm sure that it's already known that it works well. We see the great result. We have great traffic, we have great developing, we have great community. And I think it's great, it's really great. Well, fifth sneaker, I'm a hacker. And welcome to AMAZY. Welcome to AMAZY. If you haven't been with us yet, probably somebody. Stas, I will leave you now. You will answer the rest of the question. Are there some questions to me? Well, I'll check, but I think it would be great if you tell us about the communication with bloggers. Yes, I will tell you about the communication with bloggers. Well, what happens? Just imagine now what I'm doing a lot. We have 300 chats with bloggers who support us. We have Twitter calls, key opinion leaders, Spanish, that and these great bloggers. I'm very happy that there are international bloggers who support us a lot. We have a great person from Twitter, CEO of Binance is subscribed CZ, DAO Maker is subscribed OKX. I just know because I'm subscribed to them, and you see in Twitter who are subscribed. And this guy makes 2 to 3 posts every day about AMAZY, and he has even changed the profile. He added sneaker and he wrote AMAZY. And guys, if you are with us, you are really great, and it's cool when any of you have 200, 300 audience. If your friends, if your relatives are in this great community, if you have things to talk about, you will enjoy, you will do sports together, it would be just enormous. I'm very happy when you tag me, when you take AMAZY account, when you tell us what's happening in your life, how you run, how you get thinner, how you get healthier, how you meet new people, when you spend more time with your friends or relatives because you go out for walks together. And bloggers, our task is popularization. It's popularization, like Ilya Ivashkin. No sound from the speaker. Yeah, I'm here. I'm back. Ilya Ivashko is a tennis player who played in the biggest competitions. Ilya is the 75th record. He was playing with in the T-shirt with writing AMAZY. It's incredible. Karanfin Shrat, the 25th record on. He will also get pictures with. He cannot play in our T-shirt. He is Nike ambassador, and he cannot play in AMAZY T-shirt, but he will make a picture in our T-shirt. He supports AMAZY a lot, and we are lots of bloggers are enjoying our project, and we ask them not to tell too much about our, like Hussein, his audiences are like millions of people watching his stories. He demonstrated AMAZY 2 times. And what's next? And I say, no way to enter now. They just showing at the moment. They're just showing at the moment. They like AMAZY. They like this great project. They show it in stories, but if we give the activation codes, that would be 10 or 20,000 people. He asks to fill in the questionnaire, and the questionnaire with 20 questions, and 20,000 people just fill in the questionnaire. So you can imagine the audience is huge, and there are lots of bloggers whom we trust and who love AMAZY. They love to walk.
There are guys, they really love AMAZY. And by the way, guys, if you're watching us, hello to you. And there are a lot of bloggers from other countries who shoot videos for YouTube, and also Russian guys who are talking about us in Telegram and Instagram. Alina Batanova, Nadine. I'm not going to list everyone because I don't want to keep anyone out, but I see your marks, and this is very cool. You have to understand it's just the beginning. I want us to meet offline on Artyom's boat. His boat is going to arrive in Dubai one of these days, and I think a lot of guys from all over the world will be arriving here, or will be hanging out together. So Artyom has an 800 square meter yacht, so we'll have perfect time there. So in a nutshell, there are lots of bloggers who are talking about us. So we offer them, well, 10 to 20 activation codes if the audience insists. We do doing that bit by bit, but we try to keep it all under control, so there shouldn't be any bias in any direction. So it all follows the plan. I like very much that the guys, the bloggers, the celebrities, indeed, not all of them, some don't walk. It's a pity, of course, but I'm hoping that you'll also start working, starting doing sports. And once the bands arrive, everything is going to become super cool. But people are getting fun. And I'm very happy that we have this community of people who love new technologies, who love to be part of a cool gang, be part of something big. And this is a project, I don't believe it's purely my project. It's a project of a huge community. It's a project belonging to every participant, and we are creating AMAZY all together. And every one of us can add some contribution of their own. You know, make it good for yourself, and that'll be good for AMAZY, because if there are a lot of cool people in the community, and a lot of cool people are helping each other, share positive opinions in the chats, share their results, just answering questions, that creates a huge space. You know, the situation in the world is not very positive now, whereas we are a very positive get together, and it's really good. It's really cool they're doing that. And I want this to be such a project, like a community project, rather than a Sergey Kosenko project or Stas project. It's just a very important thing for all these people, people who love life, who love sports, who also want to get rich and generate new ideas so much. And same thing applies to bloggers and celebrities and rank and file participants. I know a ton of entrepreneurs, non-entrepreneurs, people who just have the time to walk, and I think it's very cool. I will be waiting for all of you on the 13th of November at the conference. So I hope I've answered this question. Yeah, there's another question to you, but frankly, I've already looked up the answer to it. The question goes like this. It's AMAZY plans to become part of top 3 in capitalization of Move and Earn projects in October. So the question, are we going to hit this mark, joining the top 3 of Move and Earn projects in October? And I've just looked up Move and Earn project, and I see that Stepan is #1, and it's clear. It's locked a huge number of tokens. In April and May, they had huge demand. So it's clear that Stepan should be #1. To get to the capitalization will be a problem. #2 are DINA-PADs. DINA-PADs is a project that's been around for more than a year, and it's clear the funds are actually quite exciting, but over this year, I think the project hasn't been able to achieve anything exciting at all. The app is at a very super basic level. Also, there are quite a lot of negative things told about them in the guilds because they issued too much to guilds, and it appears that the share for users is not so high. So users thought that everything that was sold should go to users, and then it turned out that users take account of only a small percentage, and the guilds dominate. And the guilds, of course, brought a lot of money there, and the capitalization is high. But where GigaPads is going, I don't know, to be frank. But so far, I don't see a lot of positive things about them. Okay, but they're number 2 in capitalization. Within a month, they will start unlocking, and considering that the app over the year, which is important, over just 1 year, because they released a token 1 year ago. So 1 year after that, over this time, the app is still quite raw, even though there was a lot of time, there's been a lot of money. They were collecting at the market highs in 21. Okay, GigaPads are number 2, but it's clear. It's going to be difficult to catch up with them, but frankly, I'm not a big believer in GigaPads considering the state they are in now. And this is not a negative thing, because there was a moment where I believed in them. I thought some things were strange, but still I thought that the guys would be able to do something exciting. But unfortunately, the time is moving on, but they are not. And number 3 in capitalization, Step Up. Step Up, how do you like it? Step Up, an app that doesn't have an app. They have a token, which has a lot of money behind it, and that ran huge unlocks. So because a lot of tokens are blocked and nobody is able to sell them, so they have this blown up market capitalization. And okay, they're number 3, but their app is still not in existence. The website, if you go see the Step Up website, you see that it's like built in the garage. I don't know how they're going to survive in top 3. And that's it. After Step Up, Walking goes in, Walking, and AMAZY at about the same level. So looking from the marketplace turnover and revenue, so AMAZY has a higher revenue than Walking. So AMAZY should cost higher than Walking. And so number 1, Step In, second, GigaPads, thirdly, Step Up, an app without an app, token without an app, and globally 4 and 5 are Walking and AMAZY. AMAZY compared to Walking has a much higher turnover, and I think that you can boldly believe that AMAZY is going to be number 4. Step Up, I don't know, or well, rather to say I do know, it's just they have locks, whereas AMAZY is at the other extreme. So what makes fast unlocks good? Because those who are not interested, they will leave. That will affect the price negatively. But postponing unlocks for a year is even worse, because it means that in a year everything will go down. So why would you want to do that? Let's just let those people who are not interested go and just normally work. GigaPads, which is number 2 in cap now. It started in autumn 21, whereas with AMAZY, we're just only 1 month in the market and we're already number 4. So, and this said, AMAZY has an app which is close to Step In. Step Up doesn't have it at all. And GigaPads, it takes data that comes from the phone, and it's easy to cheat them. And also, they have this guild problem. Guilds are not users that can get involved in the process and just walk for fun. A guild is an organization that offers to users, accounts to users and others, and they just form from these accounts. So we're not going to bypass them fast for Step Up. We are going to do that because Step Up doesn't even have an app, and it's rather unlikely that they will succeed. I haven't seen anything. So more likely than not, Stepan, pads and AMAZY. I'm not sure this is going to happen in October, but we must be higher than Step Up. It's just like usual underestimation. It's obvious that we have an app and we already have other apps and we have real users who use our product, who in any event use the AZ token. Yes, not too many of them, but they are already using. And there's a project that's a line above us, but they don't have a product, they have an app, they don't have alpha or beta testers. So I think this is just something that it's just an outlier, like strange things happening in the market, and it's one of them. Walking also launched a bit earlier, and they're at the same capitalization level as AMAZY. So what we need is just to bypass a Step Up, who don't have an app, to get into moving down top three. I'm not sure we'll be able to do it in October, but I think that we're already better than Step Up, so that's my answer. Good. Stepan is better in that they launched earlier. They have a cool audience. Yes, that's cool. Of course. They earned that because they were number one. Cool guys. What can I say? What can I say? By the way, capitalization is the AZ price. AZ is a token that shows capitalization. It has two uses, one speculative, buy and sell, just I believe you don't. For instance, today I was talking to a guy and he says, I fixed the loss on AZ. I sold it. So why do you do that? You understand what we're doing. You understand where we're going. You understand the new apps. You understand the utilization. You understand this. So why do you do that? Just because he needed cash. And then it's clear you don't need to invest the money that you may need tomorrow to pay for your apartment, of course. And capitalization is measured by the number of people. So one thing is just speculative, buy and sell, and those who believe in the project and understand what we're doing and where we're going to arrive in 2 or 3 years, those people will understand that Russia has a bad culture. So I would better say immature culture of venture investment. I was talking to a friend of mine, Max, having a ride with him, and he survived 3 bear markets. Now it's the 3rd. So he's been in the cryptocurrencies in 2012, and he is super cool about that. He said, look, in 2012, I had some coin on the wallet out of 20 coin. And then I looked it up in 5 years. Out of those 5 coins, one yielded 300 X's. So I put $1,000 there. And then in 5 years, one of them grew to have a value of 300,000. And here the same thing. We planted a tree. There were a lot of people who wanted to water it. And then just imagine the next day they arrive and they say, so where's the tree? We say, hey guy, it's a tree. It has time. It needs time to grow up, to grow. Yeah, for us, what's cool is that we have lots of our own water. Even if people leave, we don't care. We know where we're going. We know what we're doing. And we know that with time, the number of people who understand what AZY is, and also who use the token within the app, and there'll be a lot of them because we're going to grow continuously thanks to our coverage. Those people will foster a growth in demand for AZY, and those who just bought it to get a quick revenue, quick profits. These are not the guys I want to work with. It's not the story where I invested today and want to get, let's take the money out tomorrow. No, it's not the way it works. So it's about an app where you spend your time, where you do something. And this offers you a way to earn the money. And when you want to do pure speculation with AMAZY, you just want to invest today and to see the value grow in one day. Yes, it can grow, but you have to understand the nature of how it happens. And the nature is such that the demand for AMAZY, for mints, will be considerably higher. The number of people who will be watching AMO sessions and understand what we're doing and see the results, the number of people is going to grow. And with time, this will grow and grow. For instance, if Step Up without an app, without users, they just collected a lot of investors who, for some reason, believe that they're going to do something. And these reasons are not yet clear because they have spent quite a lot of time, 8 or 9 months, and they haven't done anything. And they have investors who just think differently. These are not flippers. They came to DAO makers. The DAO maker launched it, just a big launch pad. And they just have a lot of people who just enter a project, and they have different projects. They enter all these, and they're sitting calmly, waiting in case something works out in 5 or 6 months. That's cool. But we're different. We do something every day. Every day we're talking to people. Every day I post information. We have tens and hundreds of integrations in all countries. It's happening every day. Look, if you look at the crypto market, what we're doing now is just incredible. Nobody's doing this. It's never been like that. So I understand why AMAZY is going to grow in the long term. Now it's clear. We're just squeezing out the people who, who invested the money they needed to pay their rent. It's okay, good riddance. And look, it's not happening in the way that you're squeezing someone. It's just people entered and people left. It's a free market. We can't say, of course, it should be good to start it with a lock, so that people should be prepared to stay for, let's say, 6 months. But here, it appears that they bought it now, and tomorrow they left. And then the question, why did you buy it? It's a strange story. It's not clear what the reason was. So therefore, I know what's happening. I know where we're going. I know that we're going to grow. And I know it's cool. And I really want to create, and we are creating a huge company that's going to have a huge app ecosystem, a huge community of users all over the world. And I'm very happy that an incredible number of people is together with us. We have super active social media, not just not like in other cryptocurrencies. And we have cool people who are writing cool comments. And hey guys, I'm very hungry. And I'm very happy that you've been with us today. And I'm very happy that we've drawn these 5 pairs of sneakers. I told you what we're doing, where we're going. And what I've said is everything that I can afford to say. In fact, I think I've shared a bit more than I should have. So see you at other AMO sessions. I'm going to have a snack and then go get to business, because we work 12 to 14 hours a day, the whole team, more than 100 people. We have just like 35 people of moderators. As moderators, marketing development, it's a huge machine that runs every day. And so we're doing what nobody's doing in crypto. And we're happy that you're with us. Okay, I see you. Stas will continue with the questions. I've been happy to see you all, guys. And please write up, come to my channels, $1 billion Kosenko, and just give me some feedback how you like the session. And I will post a post with chatbots so that you could take the activation code at exactly 0 hours. Okay.
Okay, let's go to the questions. 5 questions I have already answered. and we have 10 times more, but 20 times quicker. It would be 20 times quicker. Well, they are very similar about token AMAZY, and there are some suggestions in certain questions. So when with a transparent mechanism to burn AMAZY tokens create, a month has passed since the application started, and the joint number of tokens has not changed. It is already a month since the application started. It's one more month. It's not already a month. It is not correct to use the word already here. It's the first one, the first thing I want to point out. The burning mechanic is questionable. At the moment, most of AMAZY tokens that are used for mint or somewhere else, it is sent to the contract and it is frozen there. You can find this contract following any mint that requires this AMAZY token. Check where AMAZY tokens are sent. They are sent to the contract and they are frozen there. And it is community treasury. It's community treasury. My question is, what is the difference between burnt and frozen token? There is no principal difference. Whether it's burnt, whether it's frozen, it is taken out of the turnover. You cannot sell it. It is not in your wallet. It is either on the contract or it is burnt. In both cases, it is out of the turnover and it preserved the value. Whether it's burnt, whether it's frozen. What is the advantage of the burning? You see that it's not some number, but it decreases. And on the one hand, it's good. On the other hand, what is the advantage of the frozen? Well, then the community treasury, it has some kind of capitalization. In this capitalization, it's kind of thought out because we don't sell these tokens, but when a newcomer checks the treasury of the project, we have at the moment the project Move and Earn. It has its contract and its treasury, and we see how many tokens AMAZY are stored in this treasury due to Move and Earn. Then there would be kind of play and earn or something like this. And we can see how much this project has taken out of the turnover. And this treasure is to evaluate the ranking of the project. If we burn all this AMAZY, it would be all equal. It will become all equal. We will decrease the number of AMAZY tokens, but nevertheless, the token will not be stored in the treasury, and the treasury of the project is beautiful. It's kind of increasing of capitalization of the project, and when the treasury grows, the capitalization grows. Because token is not on turnover, whether it's burnt, whether it's frozen, the idea is the same. It is not sold. But on the one hand, we see the statistics for each project, or we just burn it and it is equal. Globally, there is no difference for us. We can burn or we can store them because we see our internal statistics. But for the users, I think treasury is more interesting. If we check the top project from which I take a lot of mechanics, it's one of the most important projects. They were stored in the treasury. When you enter the treasury and you see the billions of tokens, lots of dollars, and you see, wow, that's cool. The project has earned so much into the treasury, and it is more transparent compared to the situation when something somewhere was burned. Probably we will organize the voting. And if we organize the voting, it would be only in VIP and Platinum chat among those who have either token or sneakers, because if the people do not participate in the application, there's no need to take this voice into consideration. We need some mechanics among those who possesses a part of the project. Probably we will make this voting to freeze or to burn. At the moment, the mechanics, it is implemented. It is stored on the contract. You can follow it quite easily. It's all on the blockchain. From each mint, any transaction goes to the same contract. You can see how many AMAZY tokens are there. More or less, it is very simple. It is described in the white paper. You can find it in Scanner. If you ask the moderators in the chat, you can they will answer you. There is mechanics. It is transparent. The idea that we need burning and not the freezing, it is questionable, and we can vote. And comparing to Stepan that burns tokens every week is not quite correct, because Stepan, November and December, their token appeared in spring. Let's check what was during the first month of the application. Let's check the application when they started burning tokens, because during the first months of application life, there are not so many users. And the next question is about AMAZY token again. And the question is, when will this purchasing of with the Treasury Commission would happen? Again, this information is quite open. It's all on the blockchain. As in the market, our turnover is more than $2.5 million. It is not secret information. Commission about 5%. It's about $100,000. It is a small amount. It is a small amount. It will not lead to any result at all. More or less can be influenced. $100,000. It's not a lot. It's not a lot. Objectively, it's not a lot. You can find all these contracts. What is accumulated there, you can also find, but you should not worry about burning or freezing. The application is only 1 month old. We made the main important stress on the community. If we talk about if this system works, if people are interested, then this system inevitably, whether we talk about burning, whether their system and other systems, they will take this token, there would be utility, but it doesn't work vice versa. It doesn't work vice versa. Ask everybody to buy your token. We will just come to the same place. We will just go back to the same place. So the token has the demand and all the mechanics and treasury, they are used and you can use it. But to say that they influence at the moment AMAZY token, no, they do not influence. They do not influence AMAZY token. The turnover is not the same. Okay, let's follow the questions further on. Here. Well. Okay. funny number of AMAZY for mint, this is not enough. You see how the price behaves. Even if we have twice number of users, it is not enough. Okay, I'm explaining to you here. Those who write it, they do not understand the math. Let's calculate. Let's make a very simple calculation. At the moment, we have 7.5 thousand users. If we have 10 times more users, it will, let's calculate. Here, I'm taking the calculator, 7.5 thousand users, 10 times more, 75,000. You understand that 7.5 multiplied 10, 75. And the difference would be 67,500 new users. And can you imagine how many users per one sneaker? So multiplied. The difference between 67 and 7,500. And I multiplied, we have 202 mints, and it costs 280. And if AMT is more than 50 cents, the AMAZY cost increases, and it is for the cheapest mint, Let's take just the number of AMAZY. Let's take 300 AMAZY that we need for a mint. There are more expensive mints, and we keep in mind that very soon, when AMT price is higher than 0.5, so the number of AMAZY for mint will increase, not significantly, but it increases. It would be not 200, it would be 300. Multiply to, you see, this 200,000 we multiply with 370 million. 875,000, 70,875,000. We have 60 million token in the open circulation. We unblock 6 million per month. There are about 60 million open tokens. And the team tokens, they were not transferred, they were not unlocked, they're only just, we cannot but unlock the tokens. The unlocks happen from 6 to 9 million per month. You see this number, 70 million tokens. When you want to increase 10 times the audience, and when you say the demand is not enough, I've just calculated it to you. That means that the number of tokens to provide 10 times more users, we already need more tokens than we have in the open circulation. It would be just frozen. It would not be traded. The number of tokens are not covering 10 times more users. We'll just not have enough of tokens. So when you ask these issues, just calculate yourself. If there are 10 times more users, I tell you, if we have 10 times more users, we will not have enough tokens. We will not have enough tokens to cover all these users. So that's how it looks like. And here in the same question, there are lots of questions and suggestions where to put AMAZY to burn it. And I answer you here, AMAZY is burned as much as needed, and it should be some amount of the application move and earn. Most of transactions are linked to AMT token, and I think it's absolutely clear The main token of this application is AMT. AMAZY is secondary thing here. The point here is that AMT token is all around move and earn ecosystem. There would be a game soon, and it is related to AMT token, but some other game would not be associated with AMT token, but it would be associated with AMAZY token, because AMAZY token is the token of our ecosystem. We just say add AMAZY everywhere, but look, if there is some payment system, PayPal or eBay, they take commission from each deal, but it's a small commission. It can be just a small amount, small percentage. And now you say that do it so that from each deal we have 50% that goes to AMAZY, but who will use the system where the biggest commission goes somewhere out of this application? Some amount, some small fixed percentage, but so that this percentage is good for each user, because if there is no users in the application, then the first and main token will just die. It just dies. That's a fact. If all the applications work and if it is transparent, the small commission is taken and everybody agrees with this commission, and this commission supports the tokens of the whole ecosystem will grow and develop depending on how many users are there in this ecosystem. You can pay attention to absolutely any project, absolutely any IT project. Let's be honest, in 2020 and 2021, as there was absolutely insane crypto market, there was huge growth of users, huge growth of tokens. It was absolutely abnormal situation, abnormal market when everything was just inflated. If you check the markets, it's not inflated at the moment. If we talk about any long-term IT project, to grow your audience, to develop ecosystem, it takes months, it takes years. It is not a month only. By the end of the 2021, in October of 2021, it did work because it was abnormal market, but it is not working like this at the moment. It not works in our situation. It doesn't work anywhere. So it's absolutely okay with AMAZY. No new mechanics we need in move and earn. We don't need any new mechanics. We do need to develop the application. We continue doing it, but it is not done in a very short period. And it is not done in a very short period. And what I demonstrated to you, on only one application, Move and Earn, they already take more than possible AMAZY token. It's if we talk about AMAZY token. Why don't we use it in the upgrading? It's just technical mechanics. It is not needed there. We don't need it there. We don't need it there.
Capitalization, something else. Okay, it's clear about this one. Another question, also with an idea. When will you introduce sneaker leasing? On the whole, the idea is not bad. I can't say that we have fully given up on the leasing rental. It's all basically we have a mechanic. You can get pass the asset to a person, pass them your credentials, and they will be acting on behalf of you whereas the AMT can be taken only by the owner of the wallet. So in some sense, the rental is already implemented. As to the idea of adding a rental for every sneaker on the marketplace, frankly, it's quite difficult to do technically. We already have a requirements document, so we have a lot about that. We even have a vision about that, but we don't have the time to do that at this point in time because we have the chip thing, we have a lot of additional corrections. We have the band prioritization story because it's becoming cold and we need those. So we have several months of work in the pipeline, fully loading the team. At the same time, there are a lot of things to do about improvement and fixes and the web interface. Market filters, by the way. In the market, you're now able to open sneakers in a separate tab. You just put a filter and every sneaker is open in the new tab. Very soon, the filter will apply even if you open a new sneaker. But it's in the works now. It'll take another 5 or 6 days. As to the rental of every sneaker separately, it's just technically difficult to do. All the more so that every sneaker is a blockchain asset. You need to sign a contract with a person who's renting the sneaker, so that the person should sign this contract. It has to be initiated transaction. It's not as simple to do as one would think. So I don't know, fortunately, unfortunately. So the mechanic of renting sneakers separately, if it arrives, but not too soon, because we're trying to pick what we can do faster and what we can do with a much better quality. All the more so that I wouldn't say that the entry threshold is very high now. $220, the entry threshold. It's not small, but look, you can pass the login and passwords and do the rental this way. So basically, the entry threshold is not too high, and also you have this capability of doing it this way. Whether we add this mechanic or not, I don't think we'll get a lot of new audience. So introducing the rental mechanic is probably going to be good when the users there'll be much more users, and there'll be a lot of users who already have assets, but basically too tired to do that. So they'll be just be prepared to rent these assets out and get money for that. And at that point in time, that would be a good idea, doing that to the marketplace. But now the focus is on growing the audience and do things that are important for the app right now, at this point in time, for people who use the app. You have to keep in mind that we have a beta 1 and a lot of things were going to be added down the road. So the idea is quite good. We know about that. We have a lot of people thinking about that, but technically, it's not possible to do everything in one go. Okay, the next question. Kind of fixed or kind of not. If you have 6 sneakers on the account, if you do a mint and swap the sneaker from one to the other, there'll be a block equal to the block of sneakers 1 and 2. So the additional freeze is not imposed. But if you first throw it to throw sneakers to other accounts and then do a mint, then you'll be able to do a mint in the third-party account like in the past. Look, I don't quite understand. The message describes no. The question describes some murky scheme, but the same one says that the block will be shifted to the same account. So basically, it's a question that doesn't really contain a big question. So globally, making this mechanics stricter, I don't think we need that. The blocks that exist now, we're happy about them. Let me answer it this way. If you want that an additional cooldown should be added based on that transfer, well, theoretically can be done. But look, you minted some sneakers, all of them get a cooldown. You transfer them and you want to add another, want another cooldown to be added after the transfer. If you're going to have a problem with excessive supply in the marketplace, I think it can be done, but I don't believe we have this problem. And more likely than not, the solution will be to send scrolls. It's not going to be called scrolls, it's going to be called differently, but those who are in the know, they understand how scrolls work. It'll be called differently, but the mechanics will be similar. But it's going to be very far down the road. Not too far, but let's not talk about it now. Our Genesis owner will have access to the second app that's already been published in the Platinum chat. It was a beta version, Tesla mode, that was published. And Genesis owners, will they have any freebies in this app? Yes, they will. Any bonuses? Yes, they will, to a certain extent. How fitness bands? Well, the question about fitness band, I think I'll skip it because we don't yet have an announcement of fitness bands. How may I answer a question of what these fitness bands be doing if we don't know for sure ourselves or what they will be doing, because we have different options, and in different options it will be implemented differently. But what I can say is that the bands, the main idea behind them is to measure calories. So if a GPS tracker measures kilometers an hour, this band will be measuring the consumption of calories per hour. So kilometers an hour should be transferred to calories an hour. How it can be done? So we take, let's say, 300 people, all of them having different types of sneakers. We'll take 100 people with sneakers, 100 with hikers and others, and we'll give them bands for 2 weeks for testing and just collect data from them. Then we average the values, we round them up and get the calorie ranges for rangers, hiker, and sprinter, and the sprinter. So perhaps to reduce the error margin, we'll add some margin on top with some coefficient like 0.8, so the tokens should be accrued if something unexpected happens, and that's it. So in theory, the mechanic sounds good. The way it's going to be implemented, frankly, I don't know. Is going to be implemented when the software is complete, and we'll understand what the band is going to be. There are a lot of uncertainties about the band that we haven't yet announced, so I can't give you an exact answer to this question yet. With the implementation of chips, will there be a reverse dependency between fortune and performance, like is described in Wiper? That's a sneaker with 200 performance and 20 fortune will be earning more AMT that has 200 performance and 200 fortune. The same thing about chip boxes. Or are you not going to introduce that reverse dependence? Look, there's no reverse dependency. How much you earn on AMT, the amount of fortune doesn't affect it at all. It doesn't matter how much fortune you have. I mean, the fortune doesn't affect the AMT earning, but you decided to earn chip boxes. The high performance indicator will ban you from extracting chip boxes. Chip boxes will not be awarded to sneakers with high performance. So if you have performance as much as Fortune or higher than Fortune, you are not going to have chip boxes for the sneaker at all. If it's 200, then some boxes will be awarded, but these will be the cheapest boxes, and that will not be a big thing. So if you want to hunt chip boxes, you need a sneaker that has a much lower performance. You shouldn't get into the extremity so that you have performance 1 and Fortune at 200. See if Fortune is 25 or 30, the other way around. If Fortune is 200 and performance is 25 to 30, then the difference between the Fortune 200 and performance 1 will not be considerable. The most important thing is that Fortune should be substantial higher than performance. So if you have 180 performance and 200 Fortune, this is going to be bad. So idea is, like in games, for instance, I used to play World of Warcraft. I like this game. And there are things like talents, and there are 3 branches. And of course, you would like to upgrade all the 3 ones so that you should be cool in fire magic, ice magic, and they have some arcane magics. You would want to have your mage, your wizards cool in all magics, but the number of points is limited, so you have to choose the branch that is going to be the main one for you. With us, it's the same. You have to select what you're going to focus on. Earning AMTs or AMT chips or earning chips. If you want to focus on chips, of course, you can upgrade the performance so as that some AMTs could be extracted. And this would be right. Have just 1 performance at the maximum number of Fortune. It's not. You can't be sure there's going to be better. It can be, or it can be not. It all depends on the chip prices, because we're not setting the price for chips. It's going to be an open market. I don't know. We have a guess based on what the software calculated, based on their cost, and their cost has been derived from how long this chips recoups. So the algorithm calculated the idealized chip cost, and so with the chips at ideal cost, the situation looks one way, but the market will be decided by people. People never do things in a rational way. People never do things that the software has calculated. So correspondingly, I don't know how the chip prices, what the chips prices will be like. I don't know how much people will be prepared to pay for a chip, or for how much they're going to be prepared to sell them. In some cases, they will sell higher or less expensively than the software. So in that case, it may happen that but if it happens just like the software has calculated, it would be better to have some performance rather than not have it at all, if the luck is high. I hope I've answered your question. Is it possible to have like a sneaker mint if you match 4 and 7 sneakers with each other? No, the chances are equal. And I'm not sure that we need this mechanic, I'll be frank. I'm not sure that we'll need a mechanic to award more mints, because to make awards for, to offer awards for more mints. Because let's say we have like 15,000 starting sneakers, and then 15,000 new ones got born. And then it appears that only these 15,000 can give birth. So in some way, it just controls the issuance of everything that appears. But if the demand is growing, the third mint is becoming beneficial and the price gets even. If you take a look at the stability of the floor price, at the MT price, the indicators that are important for the mechanic within the app, I hope, well, I see that for myself, and that's why I'm saying this to you. So you can see that the situation is quite stable, and that is what we were striving to achieve from the outset, so that the users should have something they expected rather than the swings that go one way then the other. It's just the working rule is if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And what it means, everything works perfectly. So why should we break it? Should we add anything? So far, we don't see any big need in that. Okay. The question is about the AMT pool for ZBT. What can I say? What can I say about the AMT pool for ZBT? I don't want to hand it out. I don't see any need. I didn't see any need to drop AMTs to users from ZBT. For ZBT users, we offer them awards. We issued them Genesis boxes. And on the whole, with the current situation, the markets, with the current, so on the whole, everything is quite stable. And on the whole, well, roughly speaking, dropping awards to someone, you need to have something to drop. And so that we had something to drop, we need that this should become a surplus. In AMT today, everything is quite stable. It's all very good. And I don't like the idea now to take some AMTs in a large number and drop it to the participants in a closed beta test. So redistributed them in favor of those who took part in this beta test. So I think that you're a participant of ZBT who's still using a product, you should understand that it's in your interest as well. It's not like I want to keep this AMT somewhere, so it shouldn't get to the users. They will get to the user in any case, and this is the only way for everything to be perfect. And if you do a drop just for the sake of it towards, let's say, 20, well, something for every report. On average, I don't know the exact number. I think there were people who were sending a lot of reports, 50 plus. So they will be awarded like $2,500, but these are two people. The rest will have about $50 on average. But if we drop you $50 each, then we'll surely say that the drop has already happened. And in my understanding, when you have some accumulated mass that will be able to distribute to users to thank them. So when we'll be able to award them considerable prizes rather than $50 each, then will be the time to do that. If you are going to be too persistent with these questions, on the whole, we can run a poll. You want to us to distribute now, but how much we can afford, or we can do it when we make considerable awards, but when the liquidity is high. Look, in the closed beta test, there were about 300 people. Now the project has 7,500 people. So when 7,500 people want to do something in favor of 300, it'll going to be either too little or will affect the others considerably. And this would be wrong. But if the project has, let's say, 10 times as many people, so that 75,000 people could split like 0.1% and offer them as a reward to 300 people who beta tested the app initially, then you can offer quite a good amount to those 300 people. Whereas, and at the same time, out of those 75,000 people, nobody will feel anything. Because if you do a drop of like 75,000 people, $2 each for 300 people, it's $150,000. So on average, the numbers are quite different. So now we can painlessly offer them a drop of $10,000, $15,000. So you understand the scale, right?
If you want, we can do it. We can create voting among those who are related to it. But I think it's strange. It's strange. Why should we do small drop that probably it would change something, but I see either this or that variant of the development of the situation. And those who send us back reports, I think that this pool of the awards that we will distribute, if it would be later, there would be people who are sending their high quality back reports. There is also a question that there is some hate. What would be our reaction? How would we react? We don't have any task to react somehow. Why do we need to react? Why? Haters, it's great. It's bad when nobody talks about you. It's bad when there is silence. If somebody talks about you, it's already good. It's already good. You are interesting from this or that point of view. And in certain point of time, in this situation, there is somebody who everybody, there is some person or some channel, there's lots of dirtiness spread out, and they have found a lot of information about these people. But I don't want to deal with it. But I think that these people created themselves a project. They failed, but they participate in not very good advertising. But anyway, this is a principle that I don't like. I don't want to talk about all the CIS community, but CIS is widespread around the world. The different teams are, throwing the pieces of poo to each other. Instead of paying attention to some nice things, instead of saying, wow, that's great. If that doesn't work, but you were great in this, instead of it, people are saying, you are DOMs and you are DOMs in that. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't do it. If they make me to do it, there is a lot to answer. There is a lot of to answer, but I don't need it. I don't need it. And as for haters, you can just imagine. You can just imagine how these people live. All their content is structured about being nasty. People who come there are people who love scandals, negative things. They like people being called some nasty names. It's just a crowd of very aggressive people, even if they are on your side now, but their position, their mood. I would love to have these subscribers, these nasty, aggressive subscribers. Why? Why? What is the official date of AMAZY birthday? I don't know. I don't know. The data of token issue, the data of application issue, the first call when we decided to create this issue, when Sergey talked to Artyom, is one date. When the main people of the team were involved, we have many positive dates in AMAZY project. I would not like to talk about one date as the main or the key date. Or all in all, I'm not very positive about the idea of the birthday in one day. Kind of, I don't celebrate my own birthday. The celebration can be on any date. And I'll answer in the chats. AMAZY celebrates something every day. We have some update or something positive. Every day has something great, and we have to celebrate it. We have to celebrate it. It shouldn't be less important than the fact that we are on the stock market. There are some like flamboyant events, but we have to create great events every day. Otherwise, it doesn't have any sense. It is not important what is the birthday. It's important that it is born, that it continues to work, to learn, to flame, and so on. Which are the first awards to the Genesis sneakers? Genesis is already a path to the ecosystem. So when we issue the second application, we will think how we will make the drop. In the second drop, there would be the creatures for which you would need to pay, and we would probably give them to Genesis holders. I think it will be implemented like this, but I want to warn you, don't run and buy Genesis sneakers for enormous money, because afterwards you would say that's because I said, and so on. On the second application, the prices would be different. It is done so that we have lots of people. The prices for actives in the second application are small. $10 or $15 is the cost of a creature, of one personage. There is something that you can enter with to this application. A person can buy actives up to $20, $50 or $100, but this application is for a mass, for many people who would play for 5 minutes. In the game world, the average price is 200 to 300 rubles, $5. This is how we create this application, but it's not 100% on blockchain. Sneakers is a valuable, it's priceable active. There are not so many sneakers. There is a special story about the sneakers, but this second application is just one of the games. The more you like this game, the more you spend there, the high is the probability that it will develop, that it will become more expensive. But at the very beginning, it's a not expensive game with simple access for a wide audience for the current market, where in the current market, people are ready to invest a small amount just to enjoy. So this is about second application. So. There is a strange question how to support AMT course after Boost plus Mint action over. I don't think. Unfortunately, you link some things that are not linked. You think sometimes you see two events that happened simultaneously, and you think that they are connected, but The point is that if I say some word now, 100%, at the same time, there is a person who slipped over something, but it didn't slip over because I said that a person slipped. There are different reasons. And you shouldn't think that when I say he slipped, the person will slip again. And you see, at the moment, you think that AMT price grows, but it's stable. If it was going down, it was not going down. It was 0.55 and it became 0.53, and then it again 0.53 and up 0.55. This volatility is absolutely normal. It's absolutely normal market picture, and I would say that there was some issue when we announced the action with double tokens. Lots worried, a lot of people worried that if the action is postponed, that there would be some negative situation. And I have heard a lot of things that people were not sure what would happen afterwards. And well, frankly speaking, I cannot say that it was some going down because 55 or 52 cents. It did not depend, or probably it did, but I think there was just some unclearness, and we are now given unclearness. We said the coefficient 1.5 will stay till chips appear, just 1.5 coefficient, and then there would be chips. And I've already said, and I will reiterate, the calculation is made with, as we consider that the chips will be done. The chips add something to the whole parameters. The chips cost the same. The chips with the high parameters provide more parameters compared to the sneakers with less parameters. I hope I explained myself clear. The idea is that the chips are more rare. The point is that they will improve less rare chips. And after this action with 1.5 is over, it will come to chips. And the chip earning, it helps to support the token, and talking about the application where the entrance would not be very difficult. All the actors would be in AMT. All the actives will be in AMT. And don't forget that AMT are frozen. There are lots of AMT that are frozen. And moreover, we add more and more utility. There would be also some variance with optimization. If you want to make a beautiful sneaker, you pay AMT. You will not earn more in AMT, but you will have a beautiful sneaker. There are different mechanisms, and they are all improves the feeling of AMT. The next step, where there'd be a light theme. Yeah, it will probably there, but it is a visual thing. It is very visual thing. It will be developing after this technical thing would be fulfilled for 95%. I always keep this 5% to improve, but visual thing would be after technical part, after technical. We still have to work a lot on technical issues. Whether the model of the modern device influences it. Well, I would not probably say that there is significant difference. Well, of course, there is difference in each device, there is special GPS, and some of them are more sensible, some of them are less sensible. I know that on the older Androids, if you do not turn off all the additional applications, there are some issues with the signal. They sometimes just do not catch the signals, or they do not calculate the speed well. Old phones are worse because they have worse data processing, and you need to clear them. But it is not only about our application, it's just about the whole world. All the devices support worse modern applications. The difference between iPhone and Android should not be there. It was not planned, but I think that if we take two particular models, I don't know, this Samsung and this iPhone, I think that the tracking speed would be different. I don't think it would be significantly different, but it would be different. We didn't plan it. I want to reiterate, we didn't plan it. But when we talk about technical issues, these are the technical issues on which we are working. We get feedback, we get some data from different devices, and if we see that something doesn't work well, we can adjust particular model, if it is not, of course, some very, very, very old-fashioned phone. Super rare phone models probably will not work quite correctly, but at the moment, more or less, all the phones that support the needed models, they are in the needed range of technical characteristics. Their range is pretty wide, and if you have the arrow 10 to 15%, you would probably walk a little bit faster. If your range of motion is 6 to 7 kilometers per hour, you will be in this range of motion. The next question. After the burning of the sneaker on the 30 level, will it be the same type? Yes, the type will stay the same, but the characteristics will be random, while the genesis will be, well, you burn, the genesis stays, characteristics are random, but they are random in the range you are converting it to. Like green have some range of characteristics, and you randomly enter this range of characteristics. The type is preserved. But as I said, the coaching is quite rare. Burning is more expensive because it's more rare. Well. Well, it's more or less it. I don't see more questions. Well, let's wrap up. Sergey spoke a lot of things for the newcomers, especially. This is a session that was good for the newcomers. When I was answering the questions last time, I don't think everybody understood what we were talking about last time. So today, we will wrap up for now. Well, actually, there is a question, but unfortunately, I don't understand this question. If somebody can clarify what is gachapon? The question when was some strange question. I don't understand, frankly speaking. The questions, do we have plans? And then there is what gachapon. I don't know what gachapon means. I cannot answer this question. Sorry, guys. Probably somebody can clarify it for me.
Look, I think it's done. I'm out of questions. I haven't understood what gachapon is all about. So let's wrap up at this indefinite note. Everybody's going to start thinking what gachapon is all about and what the user had in mind. So please come up with your own ideas of what gachapon may be, and then we'll discuss it together. Thank you all for your attention. Okay, have a good night. Bye.
AMAZY is a fitness app that allows users to earn tokens for doing daily activities such as walking or running outdoors. To track movement, the app uses both GPS tracking and a step counter on your phone. The tokens you earn while moving are cryptocurrency, and they can be exchanged on stock markets for other cryptocurrencies and for cash. To use the app, you have to purchase a virtual NFT sneaker. NFT is a modern digital standard that confirms ownership of a specific virtual item in the blockchain to a particular user. There are 4 unique types of sneakers. Ranger, suitable for slow walking and lets you earn tokens while moving at 1 to 6 kilometers per hour. Hiker. These sneakers are for fast walking or jogging when moving at 4 to 10 kilometers per hour. Sprinter. Running sneakers that earn tokens while running at 8 to 20 kilometers per hour. Coacher. Universal sneakers that earn tokens at any speed you move from 1 to 20 kilometers per hour, but unfortunately, they are extremely rare. Also, there are 5 rarity classes: common, uncommon, rare, epic, legendary. The higher your sneaker's rarity, the more tokens per unit of time you can earn. There is an energy bar on your account. After purchasing your first pair of NFT sneakers, you will have 2 units of energy, which are regenerated every 24 hours. Generally, 1 energy burns up every 5 minutes of movement. For example, using your 2 energy will allow you to earn rewards for 10 minutes per day. The more sneakers on your account, the more energy per day you get, which means you can spend more time being rewarded for doing physical activities each day. You can withdraw and sell the tokens you earn, or you can spend them to create new pairs of sneakers or level up the existing ones. When you reach a new level, you can get points that can be allocated on upgrading the characteristics of your sneakers. Performance affects the number of tokens you earn per unit of energy spent. The higher this attribute, the more tokens per unit of energy burnt. Fortune. The higher the fortune, the more likely you are to get a box for walking or jogging, and the more valuable the reward in that box can be. Joy. Joy is the amount of time it takes to burn 1 energy. The higher the joy attribute, the faster you burn 1 energy. For example, with joy below 50, you will burn 4 energy in 20 minutes of walking. If joy is higher, you will burn 4 energy in less than 20 minutes of activity. Durability. This is the durability of the sneaker. The higher it is, the less you will have to spend to fix it. You can buy sneakers from other users and use them for running, or make a mint from 2 shoes to get a 3rd unique option. The number of mints is limited to 7 times. AMAZY's mission is to introduce people to blockchain technology and the world of cryptocurrencies in an accessible and playful way. It's aimed at improving the level of education, health, and happiness in the world. AMAZY is the new standard in the move and earn direction. Subscribe to our social media and download the app.